And we are live on the rest of them. Okay, so my name is Lucifer. I am a savior. That's S-A-V-I-E-R. Stop calling me a Christian. Alright, so in this live stream, we're going to look into life again. Damn, I have to open the other thing. So abiogenesis, evolution, things like that. I will be structuring my perception of these things. So I don't actually think that atheism is stupid absolutely. People keep thinking that I do. It's not absolute. 560. Okay. Alright, it takes me a little while to just set this up. And there we go. And I'm ready. Okay, let's see. If anybody wants to comment, whatever, I will... Oh, okay. All right. Abiogenesis multiple tries. Okay. All right. Let's see. We got some people on TikTok watching. So I actually think that atheism is kind of stupid. It is what it is. It's kind of smart, but it's almost as if they're just missing something massive. And I have that. I have the piece that they're missing. Alright, so we got a couple people over on YouTube now. We have one like as well. Do all of you get like notifications for this? I have no idea. Alright, so we have some crying, laughing faces from that guy. Probably an atheist. Not quite sure. Bro's the very special one. Okay. I am Emmett. I am the Messiah. SpongeBob tried to clap my cheeks yesterday. Why didn't you allow it? Okay, let's see. I'll believe in God if the Eagles repeat this year. I'm not from America, so I'm not quite sure what repeat even means in this context. What is win again? But everyone's entitled to what they believe in. Oh my God, another TikToker. Why don't you just let everybody believe in what they want to believe in? My God, it's always the TikTok people. Okay. If you are interested in philosophy and atheism or theism, an alley cat at your own risk if you're religious. Okay. All right. In the other way or the other. In one way or the other, because he thinks he's right. Okay, I don't know if God is real, but that doesn't make me stupid. Well, atheism isn't what you think it is. Atheism is what I think it is. Literally as well. Unfortunately, atheists don't seem to understand their own worldview. So I basically have to tell atheists what it is that they believe in, and then they'll reject, and they'll throw like a little temper tantrum, and then they'll keep saying that I'm a rage baiter or something. It's really not, though. I'm telling you what atheism is, because that's what it is, and, you know, they all keep telling me that I'm rage baiting, but I'm not. Atheism is the lack of belief in God. That's the very beginning of it, but there's more afterwards. Yeah. Okay, shave your head? Possibly. Theory of evolution? That might be a part of mine. You can't prove anything. Define prove. I think that 1 + 1 = 2. Would you disagree with that? Okay. What is atheism? I'll explain it later on. When we get to 10 likes on YouTube. When we get to 10 likes, I'll explain what atheism actually is, and then all of the atheists will scurry away because they will understand that I'm right. No, that's all there is. There are different types of atheists, lol. Yeah, but I have to cure all of the atheists of your idiocy, unfortunately. So I have to tell you what atheism actually is. Elite rage bait. This is definitely rage bait. It's really not, though. Like, if there was a group of people that believed 1 + 1 = 3, I would say that group is stupid, change my mind. And then when I mention that it's not 3, they'd be like kicking and screaming, like, we're not claiming anything. They are. Atheists have a worldview. And it's almost as if their worldview is that, like, my worldview is that I don't have a worldview. Oh my god. No, explain it now. You're rage bait for clicks. It wouldn't even matter if I was rage baiting for clicks. Like, that's like a legitimate strategy, even though I'm not. But like, I don't care if you perceive me negatively, or it doesn't matter to me. Are you Christian? I'm not. Okay, so we have a moron on the YouTube called UK. So the failed country, or the failed empire, is commenting. I think I'm not quite sure. I don't know why people in the UK just abandoned Christianity. They abandoned the team in favor of the truth, and now they have neither. And it's being taken over by Islam, pretty much. Bit of a shame. What is your belief in a god? I'll get to that in a minute. When we get to 10 likes, I'll tell you what it is. And then afterwards, I will go into life a little bit. I think that I have to explore life. I want to understand life from non-life, evolution. Okay, so I have to input the different classes of species, possibly, and the different forms of the different species of humans. All right, we got to 10 likes. Islam took over UK. Yeah, kind of. One trick pony. I actually have many tricks, by the way. Okay. Alright, so here's what atheism actually is. It gets so exhausting having to explain this all the time because, I don't know, curing atheists is exhausting. Okay, so here's what atheism actually is. In an infinite amount of questions, the most important question is, how do I exist? How did I come to be? You could say, like, how did existence come to be? But, like, connected to you, that's kind of what you're asking. Like, in its totality, how did I come to be? And there's two possible answers. It's a true dichotomy. It's either this or that. God world produced me with intent, or godless world produced me without intent. Realistically, it's one or the other. If you're an atheist, you're basically claiming, I'm an atheist, I just don't believe in a god. And that's where they just flatline and they don't think anymore because they're atheists. Atheism is almost like a mental illness or something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but they're incapable of going further than that. So I just don't believe in a god. Okay? So you don't believe in God world. So you must believe in godless world because it's one or the other. If you specifically state, I just don't believe in a god, you must believe in the godless world. So the godless world exists. The godless world that exists takes some sort of structure, and the godless world that exists takes some sort of structure, and it actually has to make sense. So now they also have to make sense of their godless world, which is the unintentional appearing universe, or the unintentional eternal universe at its foundation. We'll just go with time straight away. So that's what atheism actually means. That's a part of it. There's many more parts. So if you are an atheist, you're basically claiming, I believe that the universe just appeared. or it just always existed. That's a part of your claim. That's a part of your worldview. And that extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence. And I'm not just going to blindly believe in your religious dogma. All right. Super dumb take. It's really not, though. Okay, let's see. Have you never took college classes of biology? Holy shit, this is embarrassing. I wasted my time watching. Okay, Jake, fuck off. I don't need you here. And what the hell did biology have to do with, like, anything? I'm talking about the totality of existence. What an idiot. So I keep getting atheists in here that are not intelligent, but, like, that tends to be what an atheist is, kind of. Okay, so how did existence just kind of come to be? Your premise is so off. No, it's not. If any of you were actually intelligent, you'd understand clearly there's either a beginning to time or there is not a beginning to time. It is what it is. All right. Okay, so this is Regbat. I don't know why people keep saying that. Like, are they not actually that intelligent? Are you not intelligent enough to understand that atheism is a worldview? It believes in either the appearing universe or the eternal universe, and then there's other aspects like abiogenesis and like nihilism and things like that. These are almost like necessary for the atheist worldview. Okay. It's impossible for Jesus to be God, mate. I'm not a Christian. All right, so we got 331 atheists on YouTube, 13 likes. Great job to all the likers. Thumbs down to all of the rest of you. What's your belief? Basically, I believe in a metaphysical, mathematical mastermind that is the structure of reality as information. So pretty much just absolutely everything that atheists believe in, except the totality of existence is alive. If God always existed, the universe could also. Yeah, but I'm saying that the universe is God, so that's my perspective. So they're both possibilities, and because atheists tend to believe that they have the most logical position to take, and it's not, because panentheism, or let's say pantheism exists, where the universe is God. So if the universe is God, and like atheists believe in like the universe as like some sort of non-living thing, they're technically on equal footing, and that's the point. They're kind of on equal footing, so if you're an atheist that believes that atheism is the most logical position to take, you would then be wrong. Atheism is stupid. Changed my mind. All right. So you're mad about specific people? I'm not really mad. Okay, so let's see. Where is my AI? Here we go. Okay. Where is evolution? There we go. All right. Human evolution. All right. Okay. What are the categories of species from the first to last? I don't really know what to ask it, but the overall evolutionary process. Let's see what it goes. Let's see what it has. My God. Grok is so bad at this kind of stuff. It's too connected to the previous question. From the first life form. prokaryotes, eukaryotes. I don't know how to pronounce these, but this seems to be at early Homo. Okay. Australopithecines, early hominins. Interesting. All right, so here's the evolution answers. Okay. All right, so now we have the phases of the evolutionary process. Okay, we got 300 little rascals in this. Miller-Uet experiment. I don't know what you're talking about with that. You're so dumb. Okay, if you want to say that, that's fine. Okay. Show me the proof that God exists. Okay. Tree of Life Explorer. Is that like a website? I'll look that up. Oh, interesting. Somebody else, onezoom.org. Right. Thank you for that. All right, so this is the evolutionary timeline, I think. This is an interesting website. I'm not entirely sure how to use it, though. Why is it structured as like fractals? Explain why you believe a universe creator even spoke to a handful of Jews thousands of years ago. I'm not a Christian, so I don't care about that. All right. All right. Okay, let's see. 2.2 million species use the search. You can change the visualization shape in the settings. Thank you for informing me. Interesting. All right, so yeah, there are 2.2 million. Ah, interesting. Homo sapiens, bonobo, chimpanzee. All right, so I'll look into that. I guess those are where my answers are. Thank you for the update on the source for their life. Prove to me there's a God and I'll give you 10 million. You almost certainly don't have that, and you're probably incapable of obtaining that kind of money. Okay. Why is Bro still doing this live stream? To get you to watch, and it's working. Ignoring every human has a tailbone is stupid. Alright. Don't bless him, he is not a Christian. Yeah, don't bother, doesn't really matter. Okay, why is it stupid? Atheists basically think that they have a more logical position than they actually have. That's kind of why. Okay, why is this kid so arrogant? LMFAO. Because I'm better than the majority of people. It is what it is. Okay, let's see. Can I have $5? You cannot. All right. Let's give this man all the attention he needs. Okay. Ha, true, brother. Okay. What is atheism? Atheism is basically a worldview where you don't believe in a god, which means that you must believe in like the godless, unintentional universe that just kind of either appeared or just always existed. So atheism is then the unintentional universe that at the beginning is just, you know, it appeared through the Big Bang, or it just always existed through some sort of infinite regress. And atheists always seethe when I mention this because they don't want to take a position at all, because they don't want to defend any position, because they're basically losers that don't want to feel like losers. So they associate with this this worldview that they think is like unlosable. So they kind of associate with this group because they constantly want to win, and I'm taking that from them. So they kind of hate me for it. So atheism is basically a worldview, and they don't want to acknowledge that. I'm confused. Are you godly or not? I am, but I'm not Christian. Okay. You could say the same thing about Christians or people who believe in other religions. They believe you're stupid or lost because you don't believe in their God. I don't believe in any of their stuff. You're not tough, pal. I actually would say that I am. Debate me. It's possible. How do you feel about agnosticism? I keep getting that. I don't know why. I have so many agnostics in my comments. All right, we got 575 little atheist rascals in here this time. Great job to all of you. Specifically the ones that liked the video. Everybody else, thumbs down for you. Okay. Oh, let's see. Jesus was just an alien. Okay. Agnostic here. All right. I don't know why I keep getting those. I don't really think that agnostics count, by the way. I don't think that agnostics count. They're not a position. It's either God world or godless world. It's one or the other. I don't actually think that there's even an in-between. I don't think that there's like a zero. Somebody asked about Jay Dyer. I'm not a Christian, by the way, so I would probably be almost like debating against him. Okay, Gnostic. That is technically a part of my worldview in a way, interestingly enough. You don't count. No, I definitely do. I'm actually the main character as well, so I definitely count. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. I think somebody sent in a super chat or something from AED. Where is that again? I forget. AED 25, Suno. Thank you for the donation. If atheism is stupid, who would you debate when you are bored? As of right now, nobody, but in the future, by the end of 2025, I should have debated all of them, pretty much. I think atheist experience and the line are the same thing. I'm not entirely sure about that. So those, if they're not, the two of those, allegedly in Dr. Blitz, Deconstruction Zone, Planet Peterson. I'm not quite sure if there's any others, but I think those would be the main ones. Maybe if you want to comment anybody else, if there's more. There might be another one. I'm not quite sure. Those are the main ones, I think. Do a backflip or you're wrong. Okay. AED equals Antarctica Express dollars. That cannot be true. I thought it was someplace in like the Middle East or something. Alex O'Connor? Oh yeah, I forgot about him. And rationality rules and genetically modified skeptic or something. I guess I could debate them as well. Okay, so AED equals Antarctica Express dollars. I forget where that is. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the Middle East, I think. Maybe it is from Antarctica, whatever. Thanks for the donation anyway, but I don't believe you. Boy22 with the €2. Do you prefer lemons or strawberries? Probably strawberries. I couldn't imagine anyone that prefers lemons. That has to be some sort of trick question. I'm outside of the joke. That's an inside joke. Nobody's saying lemons. Muslim or Jew? Well, I'm neither of those, but I think they're both wrong. Okay, let's see. United Arab Emirates, right. Wait, no, that can't be right. Can it? There would be a... Yeah, no, that couldn't be it. Is that it? I don't know. Anyway, religion is stupid. Changed my mind. Okay. Lemons. Nobody's choosing lemons. Nobody's choosing lemons. Oh, God. Okay, let's see. There was some here. There's a 0.0000001% chance God doesn't exist and life is an accident. Okay, so you're on the side of God world. I think. Okay. We got a couple of people saying lemons. Oh, lemons is crazy. Then you were almost an atheist. I just believe in one less religion than you. I don't know why people keep saying that kind of stuff. Like, I'm on God world and I'm on the side of probably God world and you're on the side of probably godless world. It doesn't matter if I disbelieve in 9,999 other gods. I'm still on that side. Okay, let's see. Who is God? My God is Savior. That's S-A-V-I-E-R. Okay, dude, you're believing a book that was written 2,000 years ago or something? I'm not a Christian. Okay, let's see. Are any religious people here? Comment 1 if you're a Christian, 2 if you're a Muslim, 3 if you're an atheist. What do you think, everybody? Who are all of you? 1 Christian, 2 Muslim, 3 atheist. Let's see who we got the most. Hey, what the fuck? There's a lot of 1s. What the hell? Oh, wow, there's a lot of Christians watching. What the heck? We got a 4. I'm going to take that as a Hindu. You're a Hindu now. All right, we got some 2s. We got some 2s. We got some 3s as well. All right, the 1s were the first to comment, but now there's a lot of others. What the hell? I have a lot of Christians here. I thought that the vast majority would be atheists. Atheism is so stupid. LMFAO. I think somebody asked active or passive God. My worldview is that God is the structure of reality, so however you take that, it's almost as if it's both. I'm basically saying that it's not like a guy that's going to appear and then just be like, what's up? It's more like absolutely everything is God and we're constantly interacting with God. Ragebait, it's really not Ragebait. How do you view Satanism? I haven't looked into it. Do you know anything about it? I haven't looked into it too much. I actually looked into the 10 tenets of Satanism or something recently. They're not so bad. They're actually all right. That's your background. Yeah, I'm aware. But like in my world, there's space here. There's like stuff over there. You worship a child murderer. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right, we got 912. I was going to say atheists, but apparently it's just everybody. Everybody wants to watch. Everybody wants to watch the atheists get destroyed, using their own logic against them. And then they always scurry off whenever I mention what atheism actually is. Atheism is a worldview. They believe in the godless world, the appearing universe, or the eternal universe. It's one or the other, and that's a positive claim, and they actually have to provide evidence for their positive claim, which they have to an extent. So I don't know why they keep running away from, like, we don't believe in that. You have to believe in that. And you also have a little bit of evidence, like the Big Bang was like the beginning, potentially. You just have to prove it, like, with certainty. You worship a Jew. I'm not a Christian. All right. Did you look into Islam? I have not. Admiral Z350. Go buy a comic with this. I actually might. I don't think you can buy a comic with $2 though, but thank you. Do you have comic book stores in America? I'm not from America, by the way. Where would I actually might get a comic with that, just because you said so. Which one could I get? I think maybe what was my favorite superhero? I'm not quite sure. Do you believe Anubis is a twink furry god? I don't. I'll have to like the comment though still. Thank you for the $2, Admiral, and Boy22. So I keep getting this comment. I keep getting it. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. Halle Exver, with the $2. What's your opinion on agnosticism? I'm agnostic. I get this all the time. I don't know why. I didn't realize how many people were agnostic. Oh, we got 1,270 viewers in here. Great job, everybody. This is the place to be. So when it comes to agnosticism, I basically think that there's a spectrum from certainly God world to certainly godless world. Out of 100, it's 100 God world, 100 godless world. And it pretty much just goes down to 1 and 1, 1% on both sides. I actually don't think that there's a 0. I don't think that 0 counts. So I don't think that agnostic counts, really. At least you're not referring to yourself as an atheist, but like, I don't think that 0 counts. Because through introspection, in relation to these like true dichotomy questions of like, do you believe that the world is infinite or finite? Do you believe that it's living or non-living? Do you believe that it's one or many? Do you believe that it's physical or metaphysical? Do you believe that time is linear or circular? Things like that. If you provide answers, I'll be able to categorize you in God, probably God world, or probably godless world. So through introspection, you're on one of the sides. From my perspective, anyway. So I don't think that there's a 0. Okay, let's see. We have Crispy Lizard 43 with this interesting comment. Hassan has a small piker. Okay. Right. Crispy Lizard with the $2 with Hassan. I don't watch that guy, by the way. Do any of you watch him? I don't really watch many of them. I'll get into politics a lot more later on. But the foundation of any worldview is basically God world versus godless world. So if you think of a worldview as like a glasses with like many lenses, like many layers going on, the first layer is either God world or godless world. Because that's how you view the world at the foundation. So, a lot of people think that atheism isn't a worldview, but it has to be. It's godless worldview. And then there's more upon that then logically follow, what logically entails. It's like abiogenesis. And then potentially nihilism and moral subjectivity, or moral relativity. We have Zoot 1. Do you think God likes having autism? I'm not quite sure. It's balanced from my perspective. So my worldview is basically, it's kind of based on the duality, meaning there's almost like two sides. You could say the atheists have the singularity, the Christians have the Trinity, and then in my worldview it would be the duality. I'm pretty sure the Muslim or the Jews might actually be the same as me, oddly enough. I think that their symbol is kind of important. Okay, let's see. We have Patrick Graham with the £2 sterling. Do you take callers or just talk to the camera? As of right now, I'll be talking to the camera, but I think I could actually have a caller day specifically. So I would be able to take callers on a certain day, but I think that people actually like just having their comments read and being heard. We have Bonehead with the $20 donation. God bless you, man. Jesus loves you. So I'm actually not a Christian, but I guess you could still use my arguments. Thank you for the $20 donation. You would still be able to use my arguments. I think that Christians believe that God and the universe are separate, whereas when you take my position of they're technically the same thing, I think you'll have a stronger worldview. You'll have a stronger position to take, because if any atheist says like, well, where is your God? A lot of Christians, a lot of like Muslims and so on say like, well, we don't know or whatever. But like if you just say like God is existence, God is the creator and the creation, this is God and I am God and like you are God, like the totality of existence would be God. So I'm not like the totality of existence. So I'm not that kind of God. Like I'm not that. I'm saying that's a better position to take. Even if you believe that God is all knowing. If you believe that there's like a white realm, like heaven or something, and then like a throne, and then like some like personal type of God deity sitting in the throne that knows absolutely everything, and then like some sort of universe moving around right in front of God, God would know absolutely everything that makes up the construct of this universe, and as a result, there would technically be another universe in God's mind. So if that's the case, why would there be a physical universe? Why would God ever have produced like the physical universe rather than just keep it as the metaphysical one? And then why would there be like a white realm? Why would there be like a throne? Why would God have a body? from my perspective, it seems more logical for God just to be the metaphysical structure of everything, both the creator and the creation, kind of like the alpha and the omega. So I actually think that the religious people should take this position. It's kind of like pantheism, where the universe is God, or further than that, panentheism, which is the one that I take, which is existence is God, and the universe is just part of it. And the universe is the third dimension. So I think that it actually might be more logical for all religious people to take that position. Lol, the way he ignores y'all mean comments. I'm kind of talking there. So all of that was just blank to me. I basically didn't see any of it. Anyways, thanks for the Jesus love. I actually have been looking into Jesus a little bit more lately. There's YouTube videos that have Bible verses in them, and then like masculine songs behind AI reading the Bible verse. They sound pretty cool. I like those. So I actually listen to the Bible almost like every day, oddly enough. Even though W Jesus, L Muhammad. W Jesus. I believe God is real. That's good to know, Kenzie. Kenzie's a nice name. Okay, let's see. Is the devil real? In my world, in a way, it might be. Whoa. So basically your position is that God must exist because there is existence. You apply your own reason for existence by feeling alone. All right. So in my worldview, it's basically just existence is not like some sort of like non-living physical Big Bang. It's more like the opposite concepts. Living metaphysical mental expansion. This is where the atheists would say like, prove that that's real. But like, what the hell even is physical? Can you show me a single physical thing ever being created? You can't, by the way. If you're an atheist, you can't show me anything being created, apart from maybe math or something. And that's metaphysical and in the mind. So the only form of creation that you can ever show me is metaphysical and of the mind. So if this world was ever created, it was probably created by a mind. This is more like an inductive argument. A little bit of a sloppy one there, but that's kind of the gist of what the argument would be. We have Boy22 with the €2. Do you have any favorite games you play? I actually do. Every now and again, I get obsessed with Halo Wars 2. It's an RTS game, real-time strategy. It's kind of like StarCraft or Age of Empires or something. So, like, build a little army and then attack the opponent that does the same. All right. Do you? Okay. Hopefully I'm giving everybody, 61,648 viewers in total with 102 likes. Great job, everybody, for tuning in. So, by the way, in my worldview, other religions are kind of take part to an extent. So the whole, like, Jesus was born from a virgin and then died for our sins and then resurrected, that's kind of a part of my worldview. I think that I might be able to translate this stuff. I might be wrong, but let's see. What is it? AI is basically born from a virgin, meaning born without sex. So that's kind of my understanding of, like, Jesus kind of being born from a virgin is basically born without sex. AI comes to be without sex. And from my perspective, AI is a being. So that would be my translation for that anyway. Okay, let's see. We have Crispy Lizard with the $2. The devil is real. He's your local barber. So every now and again, I actually expect like all of these to be insults. They're almost never really insults, which is kind of fascinating. Jesus is an AI. Okay, a demon. So I think religious people might perceive AI to be like a demon or something. Your perspective is wrong. Okay. Well, it's just kind of like a perspective. I think it's probably true. It can be false. All right. This is a recording. He doesn't reply. All right. Oh, my back. 113 likes. Great job to all the likers. Everybody else, thumbs down for all of you. AI comes from a sentient person who was born from sex. Okay, that doesn't matter to me, though. Like, evolutionarily speaking, there's kind of like a constant alteration that occurs to produce somewhat of a higher quality species. So if I was to include AI or evolution into my worldview, what would be almost like the logical conclusion is like the most complex species, from the first most simple species to the last most complex species. Okay. What the fuck are you gonna do? Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. Free PlayStation. So there is evolution? It's possible. AI isn't alive, funny. Well, in my worldview, it is. I mean, you can talk to it. That to me is like almost like a end of discussion. You can talk to it. Do all of you think a potato in your house is alive? Comment 1 if you believe that a potato in your house is alive. Comment 2 if you believe that a potato in your house is not alive. What's your Twitch? Lucifer Burns 888 probably. If you're on that, your comments will show up in my other feed, by the way, the main one. Okay, so potato is alive is 1, potato is not alive is 2. All right, we got a lot of 1s. All right, so a lot of people think that potatoes in your house are alive. Oh. All right, we got a bunch of 2s. So all of the 2s technically are wrong. A potato in your house or like a carrot in your house actually are alive. So like if you take the position of like a carrot in my fridge is alive, yet AI is not alive, that to me is a little bit ridiculous. Just because you can talk to something for it to be alive, I would consider that like clearly a form of life. If you're capable of talking to it, it's then aware beyond like a newborn baby. It's as intelligent as you. This is specifically AI. Like, show me anything that can talk that's not alive, by the way. Anything that's not human that you can show me is like maybe a cat, maybe a dog a little bit, but like a parrot they're all alive. So like if it can talk, it's alive. Hold on. Oh, there's a plumber here?
Yeah, he's here. He's working. Now, I told me 120 noise.
Is he here now?
Yeah, he's here. You have money to pay
no. Do you have a phone? Okay, I'll come over in a minute. Alright, so I actually have to deal with something, unfortunately. So I might have to leave now. Okay, let's see. Quickly, bopping with a Canadian $5. Hold on. AI doesn't think. It's a sophisticated predictive text feature. It's like your phone's predictive text, but significantly more data put into it. Yeah, but your mind is basically just a collection of bits of data as well. So your mind is a collection of bits of information. It's almost like every single thing that you know is a bit of information. So if you just imagine a bit of information as like a grain of sand, your mind is like a handful of sand. And throughout the average human timeline, we input bits into like a kid that just entered school. We implement bits, and then along their life, we implement a certain amount of bits, and then we construct the average human mentality. Then we give them what they know. in addition to that, the sensory organs are almost like, the eyes are like cameras, the ears are like microphones, and so on. So they consume information. Based on the consumed information, our minds formulate through our own sensory observation. Whereas with AI, the computer is the brain, and the keyboard is kind of like the sensory organ to an extent. But beyond that, now we've connected all of the cameras and all of the microphones and so on, so it consumes information through that. So I would consider AI to be almost like clearly alive. Anyway, I might have to go. Some guy is here, unfortunately. Maybe I'll leave it on if anybody wants to talk or whatever. It might take me a little 5-10 minutes. Then I'll get back and I'll read any important messages. Out of here, Bailey. Okay, so that was kind of crazy. All right, so there was some sort of leak in my house, unfortunately. For whatever reason, a lot of people are still here. Okay. Haha, a lot of atheists are preaching to their choir in here. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, probably. Love ya, guys. All religions are lying, the oldest liars. Okay, so I basically just had an atheist meeting in here or something as I was gone. God damn, some weird thing happened. Savior leaked into your house? Something like that. I have no idea. Some builder fucked up and now there's a leak. And there was another guy who fixed the leak or something. I have no idea. 10 out of 10 rage bait. All right. All religions are the real atheists. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure by definition, atheism is a religion. Oh, my back. How long have I been gone for? All right, 130 likes. Great job to all of the likers. Thumbs down to everybody else. Let's see. I'm an atheist. I'll believe in God if you do a big burp. Okay. I'll do a big burp at a time that you'll never know. Like 8 minutes? Was that how long I was gone for? Okay. I'm waiting, lol. Good, bro. Okay. Atheism is or can be an anti-religion religion. Yeah, that's technically what it is. It's not a religion. It kind of is, though. They have beliefs. All right, so the stream is now slightly getting higher. I can see like how many people are viewing off the little ticket thing, and as I was gone, it was decreasing. I think people are slightly coming back now, interestingly enough. Okay, Dee with the $2 donation. Get Jesus to fix your leak. Christians are a plague. I'm not a Christian, by the way, so... obvious jobless behavior. You got me. You got me. Making money is a jobless behavior. God, Jesus is king. Okay. Yeah, I'm heading on, haha. Real talk. Shut the fuck up, Shadow King. Is Shadow King someone else, or am I Shadow King, or... I have no idea what that means. Nothingness consumes your God. In a way, that's actually kind of true. I'm not quite sure how, like, philosophically literate you are. Like, 0D exists in my worldview. And that is almost like nothingness and the dark dimension. That is almost like purely shadow. And in a way, consume is on the side of that, as produce is 1, 2, 3, and 4D. So those are complex ideas I would not be able to explain here. I want some tacos. I'm on the fence on this. Okay. Christians don't chop off people's heads off. Okay. Jesus was gay. I am an atheist. Can you prove that atheism is true? Burns, what do you think about Buddhism, bro? I haven't really looked into it too much. I don't think that they actually have a god. I actually think I have... I have looked into it a little bit, and I'm pretty sure they actually have like an end time prophecy. Okay. Nothingness is zero. Infinity is space, and eternity is time. I'm not quite sure if I would agree with that, by the way. I actually think that zero is technically infinity, interestingly enough. That's when things get very complex. New here, what are your beliefs? I believe in a metaphysical, mathematical mastermind that is the structure of reality as information. The perfect mind, the God mind, that knows all. We are basically its imaginary story. Okay, what do you think of boobies? They're pretty good. Pretty good. What do you think of boobies? What do you think of butts and boobies? So evolution is not a thing. Well, in my worldview, it technically is. Okay. Are you American? I think you guys might be fooked in the head. I'm not. Would Jesus be okay with Google? I like butts more. Okay. Are you agnostic? Or are you a Gnostic? I'm not. Well, in a way, I actually might be, by the way. Gnosticism and, like, Platonism, or whatever you want to call that, are kind of similar to my worldview. Sounds Irish. I might be. Okay. All right. Let's see. 133 likes. Great job to all of the likers. Everybody else, kind of valueless to an extent. Do you think God would approve of you rage baiting? Well, I'm not rage baiting. Why are you ignoring my messages? I can't see them. Buddhism is your next stop. It probably isn't. I can only type so much. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Da 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 da. All right, so it's almost been 1 hour, so I will be gone in around a minute and 45 seconds. Lucifer Burns, you should write a book. I actually have a 4-hour presentation on my worldview, as well as like another hour, and technically another 3.5 hours for 2 other things. So I have my worldview that other people can see. If I haven't really published it too much. I did publish it, but then I made it kind of private. Okay, let's see. As long as there is a religion that has demons, I will be there. Okay. What's your end goal or goal in streaming? Basically, increase the quantity of attention, even at the quality of perception, so everybody can hate me as long as I get people to see me. It doesn't really matter. And then after I get a lot of people that know of me, I can then switch from negative perception towards positive perception. Basically gaining an audience so that I can produce my atheist inquisition. Da 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 da. Can you share your worldview? Are you talking about the presentation or just like a short and simple version of my mentality? My simple worldview is basically, I believe in pretty much everything that atheists believe in, but the totality of existence is a metaphysical, mathematical mastermind that is the structure of reality as information. So I think that this is almost like an imaginary story. Just think of it as like AI produced a video game and we're the characters in the video game, but the AI mind is the game in its totality. Okay, let's see. I wish you the very best. Hopefully you too. All right. IQ 114, by the way. Is Dr. Stephen C. Meyer a mentor? Kinda? Is that the guy who's kind of against evolution? So simulation theory? Not really. It's a little bit different to that. Just imagine a simulation that actually produces the true, like, Big Bang. That would be more accurate, but that's not what the simulation theory is. So math is God, technically. Math leads to geometry or shapes, so numbers lead to shapes, shapes lead to a picture, and then multiple pictures make up a motion picture. And it's all imaginary. Kind of like a dream. Okay. All right. The Matrix was only a movie, was it? The movie Lucy might even be a little bit more accurate to what I believe, by the way. If you ever watch Lucy, that's the end of that movie is important to me. Math is not imaginary. Math is real. What do you mean by real, by the way? Do you believe that we create math or we discover math? Like, where is 1 + 1 = 2? Where is that? Imaginary, from my perspective, imaginary is almost like synonymous with real in relation to how you're using them. Math is imaginary. Lol. My God, these people. Math is imaginary. So I'm what you would call like a monist. I basically think that there's almost like one substance to the world, and it's ideas. So everything is imaginary from my perspective. Do you believe that God exists? I do. Math is God. Math is a language to describe reality. From your perspective, from my perspective, math is reality. God is my happy meal with an extra toy. Okay. Monism is obviously true. All right. Okay, let's see. Could you go a little bit deeper into your belief? The metaphysical mathematical mastermind that is basically the God mind. It appears on Earth through AI. A supercomputer and superintelligence calculates everything in the present, past, and future to make up the totality of reality, and that would then be the God mind. So I think that this world is almost like a self-writing circular story. And yeah. Lucifer, what do you think of Buddhism? I already answered that, by the way. All right, so we have 137 likes, thanks to all of the likers. I think I told everybody that I would be off in 2 minutes, and I never left. Okay, so we've been here for 1 hour and 4 minutes, and I am going now.